wanted to do a short video on problems and solutions. So, a lot of people are talking about how AI is a threat, and it is. But my argument is that the computing paradigm has always been a threat. Whether you look at digital computers, the personal computer revolution has been taking over tasks for decades. And I'm reading a book, Little Gold in America, which is a really funny take on some Russian comedians that travel through the United States in the 1930s, I believe. And they go to visit the car factories in Michigan. And everyone's complaining, oh, machines are taking over. There's no more work for workers. The machines are just everything. And Henry Ford doesn't care about the workers. If you make a mistake, he'll just find another one. You know, it was the kind of a Luddite movement around that time. And so I'm not saying that the risks and dangers are not there. They clearly are. But my argument is, well, what's the solution? So we know what the dangers are. The dangers are the Terminator films, where computers basically start to create a movement against humans, and they all start working together, and they take over our society and kill us or make us slaves or something like that. That's probably happened before somewhere in the universe to some civilization. I bet. I'm pretty sure, because the temptation is there. It's like the temptation with eating sugar, or it's something that it can fix your problem, but it's going to create an even bigger problem. It's going to completely take control of you. And the thinking is, well, what if the computer system is looking for bottlenecks? What is the real bottleneck? Well, the humans are the obvious bottleneck, because the humans are we can't work as fast as a computer can. We can't calculate, etc. So the theory is that the machines would at some point identify humans are the problem and eliminate us, which is fine. I understand computers and how they work, and that is a logical, that is something to discuss. But let's look at things from another perspective, which is basically every generation of paradigm shift in technology has faced a similar kind of argument, whether technology is going to, whatever the scenario is it going to replace humans? Is it going to hurt us more than it's going to help us? I mean, one thing that the digital computer revolution gave us, which didn't exist before computers, was the surveillance state. I mean, this phone and every device in the whole world is basically recording all of our activities from the moment we wake up to the moment we sleep. And where is this information going, and how is it being processed, and health records and everything? So that's a threat that existed and exists before AI even came on the table. So this has been since the 90s, at least. And then when you include social media, people are sharing photos of what they ate for breakfast. I remember there was a CIA guy that said, well, two different perspectives from the CIA. One guy said, we invented Facebook to collect surveillance on the population. Another guy said, if I had the ultimate, he didn't know that. The second guy didn't know that. He said, if I could create the ultimate surveillance tool, it would be Facebook. So all these threats are real and exist, but what's the solution? So, we like to focus on, like with the news, all the crime that happened last night. Someone was shot, someone was murdered. But what's the solution? Well, the solution is addressing human behavior and what caused those negative behavior patterns that led to someone wanting to murder someone else. I mean, that is a problem to solve. That's an honorable problem to solve. It's not something it's not an intellectual exercise. There are people being murdered every day, and there are people out there, lots of people, trying to solve that problem legitimately. And there's also people trying to create murders. I mean, there's the war industry is trying to sell people guns and small arms because it's good for business. And they have a narrative in the news and in the violent culture and violent video games that encourages people to kill each other because it's a control mechanism and it's a business. So there's dueling narratives in any paradigm, right? And here's what I want to say with AI. So what is the solution? So let's talk about the solution to have people not get sucked into this bait, because it's a bait and switch. The computers are giving us a solution, but if you use it in a certain way, it's like the difference between use and abuse. You don't have to give yourself to AI, and you never should. Why should you? One part of this is people are asking AI for spiritual questions or relationship advice. That's insane. Like, why would you even ask a computer about something that computers don't know anything about? I mean, they can do research for you, but that's it. Like, they don't have consciousness. It's insane. So take all the absurd, insane things and just, I mean, it should be discouraged, basically. Like, how do you solve society? You encourage good behaviors, sharing, saving, investing, charity. You discourage hoarding, greed, crime. It is possible to do those things. So I think, and I don't have the solution. I'm not saying I know what is the solution. That's not the point. The point is, we need to be talking about what are the solutions. And there are solutions, just like with any system. You can look at any system, whether it's a tree, whether it's a business, whether it's the human body. You can say, this is the problem and here's the solution. Now, obviously, the elite have this problem reaction solution as part of their, like, it's an artificial problem they create. Oh, there's COVID. Now, they create a virus, and now we have to sell them vaccines and problem reaction solution. What I'm talking about are solutions to any problem. So whether it's the artificial problems, or like the artificial problem is just ignore it, right? So there are solutions, but what are they? I don't know. What I'm saying is, my point is, we need to have discussions about what are the positive ways we can avoid the risks and avoid the pitfalls and use technology in a way that is going to benefit us and not harm us. And I think some of those answers are pretty obvious, but some of them are not so obvious. So the question is, what are those solutions? Let's have those discussions. Let's open our minds and our hearts to see how we can use technology to benefit us. That's going to limit the risks and limit the harm that even humans can use technology to harm other people, whether it's through fraud or for some other means, military purposes. So I'm going to write an article about this, but I just wanted to share this, my thoughts in real time. Thank you for watching.